We are going to create the palm tree and the pot to put in our scene, and this particular technique is extremely easy to use, and we're gonna complete this in a matter of minutes. We're not actually gonna model the pot and the palm tree, but we're gonna use paint effects. So the way you do that is you go to Window, General Editors, and Visor. Under Visor, we're going to scroll down, and here are the paint effects. Pretty much anything in here is for you to freely use or to start off with. So you don't have to actually create most of the stuff. You can create this in your scene rather quick, convert it to polygons, and modify it. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to use a plant mesh, and I'm going to use palm potted. Click on it, select it, and on my top view, I'm going to create it. Let me redo this. Window, General Editors, Visor. Plant mesh. I select it. So after I place it on the scene, I go to Modify, Convert, Paint Effects to Polygons. So once I have it selected, I want to group it. GRP Plant, center the pivot, come back to the front view, into the perspective view, and scale it up. And that's going to be our plant. And we're done. I mean, of course, not really done, but what we're going to do is we are going to make it, duplicate it and rescale it and make it a bit different so it doesn't look like it's the same plant. But that's as far as you go with That's as far as we're gonna go with creating our plants. So that's it. If you want to continue, I would recommend just go ahead and duplicate it and just start moving it into each individual corner. So we're gonna move it one here, duplicate it again, and move one here. Actually, this one, I don't think there is one here. Duplicate it and move one here. And we are done with our plants. We are going to model this couch, and we're gonna place it in our scene, and we're gonna put it right here behind this window. And just by looking at it, it's a very simple couch to make. We're just gonna use a cube and just extrude this part out and then create the cushions in the back. So let's begin. I'm gonna create a cube, and then I'm going to actually use this chair as a reference, as a scale, along with our scale reference. And I'm going to select all of them and view, show, I select, view selected. And I need my grid. So let's begin. I'm going to start from one side of the leg, one side of this, then I'm going to subdivide it, I'm going to extrude it out to the other side. Actually, no, I'm going to create this one, then duplicate it, put it on the other side, and then extrude and connect the two pieces together. So that's going to be side the armrest. And I'll raise it up a bit more, and here. Scale it up. Raise it up a bit more for the legs, a tiny bit more. And then let's make a couple of divisions. Actually, let's just split poly, insert the edge. So let me take a look at it. So we're gonna do one here to extrude in the back, and one for the, actually a couple for the legs. So one is gonna be here, and one is gonna go here, and the second one is gonna go here. Then what I'm gonna do is duplicate this, put it on the other side, kind of scale, and just kind of judge by eye how wide I want my couch to be. Let's take a look at our scene. So if we're going to take this, we drag it in the back. I want this couch a little bit wider. I want to take up the space. And I want this a little bit taller. And I need to scale it up. And a little bit out. And bring it back. So that's going to be the size of our couch. That's good. Let's go back as our view selected. Let's select our faces and take a look at it again. Select all three of these. Come on. So we have three, making sure we have three faces selected, and extrude. Drag it all the way across until it fits, and then we're gonna combine these three pieces. Go to up under polygons, mesh, combine. So now show view selected, and then redo that function again, show view selected. Now what I need to do is combine these two pieces and merge vertices. Not combine, we already did that. Merge the vertices here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these faces on the inside. And I'm just pressing delete after I select each face. Vertices, and select these vertices. And we should have, we have a merge here. And just repeat the function all around. And should have it selected. Yep. Now it's one piece. Delete history. Name it couch. Now what I want to do is that's where are going to be our leg supports. Now we have to create the cushions. Okay, and let us create cushions. So I'm going to start from a cube and go back, select what we need, show selected, view selected. Now select my cube, go to the top view and just drag it over to our couch. Vertex. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna scale it. And I'm gonna create a modified version of our couch. Here we have just 2 cushions in the back. I'm gonna create 3 because just based on our scaling, it's just gonna work better. So I'm just gonna judge, and I think I need to scale my couch a bit more in. So I'm gonna do that now. Tiny bit more. And then scale it a bit more because we need the space for a cushion in the back here. And yeah, it peeks out, so we're gonna need to bring this out a bit more. Scale it and bring it in. Make sure you save. Then we're gonna duplicate it. Well, right now we need 3 to fit in here, and I think this is a bit too big, so I'm gonna scale this in for a bit. Let me go and let me scale it this way and put it where it needs to go, on top of the couch. See how the scaling is. I think it needs to be a bit smaller. That's good size. So let's see if we duplicate it and move it over, and it's not bad. Almost there. It's a bit too big, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna scale it a tiny bit in. Do it again. And it fits, and then I'll just adjust this one once we get there. Okay, so now we have this going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bevel my edges of my cushion. So I'm gonna select all the top and the bottom edges. But I'm not gonna select these. So I should have 8 selected, yep. So I'm gonna go down to this, I'm gonna bevel. And I'm going to put 0.003 on them. So if I hit 3, it collapses, and so I need to add edges in here. So I'm gonna go to insert edge, and I'm gonna not too much in. I want to have a little bit more softer edges than I usually would. So I'm not gonna bring them in too tight. So once I put these in, if I hit 3, it creates a little cushion in here, a little more softer. So if I want the top to be a little bit more, not to be so in, I'm just gonna select this face and drag it up a tiny bit. Actually, I want to select all of these, including those, out. So what I'm going to do is, once I selected this face, I'm going to press Shift and greater than, and it just expands my selection. And I'm going to drag this up. And I'm going to press Shift and less than, and it goes in. And I extend this up. So now if I hit 3, it creates a little bit more of... Let me get rid of the shading. Wireframe. Now it looks like a cushion. I'm gonna put this guy in. Press 1. So now I like how it looks. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna duplicate it across to create all 3. So I'm gonna press Shift D and Shift D again. I'm gonna put this a little bit closer, and I can't see him because I need to do view selected. Show, and I need to readjust some of this stuff. So I'm gonna select these vertices. Actually, I'm gonna scale the inner one. I'm gonna extend this out a bit, and same with this. Let me see what it looks like. It's looking good. Yeah, I like it. It creates a lot of space in here. You can see it looks like cushions. Gonna go back to hard edge view, select them all, and delete history. Now I'm gonna use the same ones, and I'm gonna put them in the back to create these 2 or 3. So I'm gonna duplicate it, move it back, Let me select all of this. Show view selected. So I'm gonna rotate. For some reason my rotation is gone, so I'm not gonna worry about it right now too much. So I'm gonna put it in the position. Actually, see 90. I'm gonna turn it at 90 degrees first. Put it down here. And put this up. Let me see what it looks like. Okay. And it actually extends out into here. So I'm gonna go to the top view and drag this out. Now, at this point I'm gonna insert an edge right in here. Select my vertices, select the top ones, and push them back. Select this and kind of extend this out. I'm going to take actually both of these and actually extend this down. And I think I need to move all these vertices a bit more in. Yeah. And I'm gonna put another edge in here. Come back into this view and create more of a cushion. So now let's see what it's gonna look like if I smooth it. Yeah, a little bit nice, a little bit better. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna duplicate it. And move this all the way out into here. I'm gonna duplicate it again and move it inside. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale this one in. And I'm gonna try to get it as close as I can. Let's see from this view. Select all these vertices and scale them in, push them in into this cushion. Nice. And what I think I need to do is take these edges and just move them out, because I want to have a little space that's created. Not too much. And I'm gonna do that on this side as well. So select the edge and this edge, push it out, and same thing on this, and push it out. Shading, let me see what. And last thing that we are going to do is we're gonna do the same beveling thing on this particular edges. And let's do that on the bottom as well. Actually, not yet on the bottom. I want to just do the top first, because we also need to extrude our legs. I'm pressing 4 on the keyboard to go in the wireframe mode, and 5 to go back into the shaded, untextured view. So selected, now let's bevel them out. And 1, 0, 0, 3. Let's do 0.005. Maybe a little bit more. Let's do 8. So let's do our legs. We'll probably do the legs on the sofa the same way we did the chair. We'll extrude them and then we'll extract them. So they'll be more, or not organic, they'll be more hard-edged. And the couch could stay soft when we smooth it. So let's extrude. And I don't want to do it too much, so we'll have to probably bring the couch down. And then what I want to do is, in our reference, it scales inside. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to select this on both and scale them in. And actually I'm going to select the outer edges and I'm going to scale them out, because I want to make them a little bit more bigger. So it's looking good. I'm going to save again. And so let's select our, let's put in our edges on the bottom here and here. And we're almost done, folks. The couch is almost finished. And let's see what this looks like when we smooth it. Not yet. Let's put another edge in here on this side and in here. And smooth. Nice. And then let's, for the last thing, let's extract the legs of our couch as a separate piece of geometry. Select them. Now I'm going to go edit mesh. Actually, it's under mesh and then extract. I'm going to go to object mode, select them, and I'm going to edit mesh, mesh combine. So the one piece of geo. I'm going to history, so delete history and everything. So now, when I take this and I smooth it, actually let's really smooth all of them. Let's select them, control, actually where are our legs? We need the legs back. View selected. And let's select everything, all of our couch, and then hit Control G and group them. Couch, and then center the pivot. Show view selected. Here we go. And then bring this couch down and close it to the window. And now we have our couch. Nice. So let's select everything and then we're going to apply a smooth modifier to it. Looks like I have to do it. Mesh, smooth. 1. Yep. And I don't want our legs to have smooth. And get rid of wire shading, and we have our couch completed.